in your ghetto, baby. Yeah, make video. You know, this is for sure. Yeah, make video. Open your soul, represent your ghetto. Hold up, for the dime moves and the lows.
I'm original Compton. Let me let you know where I'm coming from. Off the top, so there won't be no discrepancy. And if you don't know, didn't know me, you will know me a little bit. My name is Big Rebo, original Compton, Grandy, CC Riley, Park Village Crips. I've been in this game a long time. I know a lot of legends. Off the top, Mac, Popcorn, King Neem, Frosty, Dinosaur, Lil Vic, Tight Eyes, Carter, Salty, so many. King Rat, Big Ant. It's so many that I learned and that I know, and so many passed away. I can't help but what I am. I'm gonna die a Crip. The law won't let me do it anyway, and I ain't trying to deny it. But I ain't a game banger. But my color's blue. But you can wear what you want. You know, it's about the respect you give. Nigga could be blue down and still be a punk. But I love and respect all the homies. I know a lot of homies from East Set. Monster Cody from East A-Trade, Diamond, Nasty, Football. I know a lot of homies. A lot of homies from Tanner. Yogi, Bullet, Bloods killed Bullet. Then the Big Ant, Anthony Malone, they killed Lil Frog. Then they killed Lil Greg right there in Ludus Park. My mother moved by Ludus Park. But I never stayed over there. But Big Ant and Better Dog Bruno and their mother stayed on Bullet, same road that I stayed. I never stayed over that long because the Bloods was too thick and I was too wild.
Let's bring it back to your childhood. Where were you born and raised at?
I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, 1957. From a small country town called Poberry, Louisiana. We moved out here to California, I think it was 1966. Straight to Park Village. I grew up around good parent, good loving. Went to school, I didn't want for nothing. But I grew up around when the gang thing was being built, was flourishing. It was populating. And I played ball, but I hung with a lot of homies that was gang bangers. I wasn't a gang banger at first. I just played football and played with the girls. But the girl I met that was with, I always had girls, she was staying in Blood neighborhood, 151. So the homies from the hood thought that I was a Blood. Or they think that I was hanging with Blood when I was hanging with Bobby Mitchell and Floyd Mitchell. Tommy Jones. So they came to my mother's house, Max, Salty, King Rat, all of them. Movie Star, Matt Thomas, Lee Thomas, all the Thomas boys. They're like, Granado. I'm like, what's up? So I come outside, tight eyes. They always talk about this here before they too. You wasn't crippin', and not like. And then King Rat said, no, man, y'all just leave him alone. And then Salty spoke up for me. Then they left. So one day I'm playing football. I'm going to football practice. I'm going to the Gonzalez Park. And mind you, I'm out there. You know, I'm in the 10th grade going to Gonzalez Park to play football. So they didn't mess with me because I told them I wasn't a Blood. But on the way to Gonzalez Park, I met Icky Dawson, Daryl Dawkins, Bobby Lynn, Louis, and Bo Jangle. I was going to football practice at Gonzalez Park over here by the fire station. So I'm rolling, they pulled me over in the Blue Nova. Icky Dawson jumped up, what's up, Granado? You over there with them crabs? Bobby Jones, Bobby Louis, Kenny Bryant, and Bobby Preston. So he kicked my bike, Icky Dawson kicked my bike. And Buddy Paul tried to hit me, and then Kenny Brown. I said, no, let Granado alone. He cool. He ain't no crab. But they bust me up and broke my bike. So they let me go. I picked my bike up, put it on my shoulder like this. And I walked all the way over there from about Benjamin O. Davis with my bike on my head, all the way to the village. Threw my bike down. Mom said, what's wrong with you, boy? Left. Went straight to the Grandies. With Max Salties, King Rat, Honcho, all of them was up there. And they see me fucked up. What happened, Granado? I told them they jumped on me. Shit. When they jumped on me after that, me and Salty and Movie Star went rolled on them in their mama's car. I got on the bike and they parked around the corner and I blast. Come back. I've been banging ever since, my nigga. Hard than a motherfucker.
All right, let's rewind. You landed in Park Village in 1966 from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Explain the difference between living in Louisiana and the atmosphere of Park Village in 1966. What's the
Well, in
difference?
1966, the difference was we came out here in our 4th grade. See, I was born in a small country town where you had bayou. We didn't have no toilet. Where you had to go to outhouse. My grandmama, she would ring the ducks. New Orleans is bayou state. So I was used to snakes, eating fish, eating good food. But when we came out here, like I said, I went straight to Compton. You know, we went back home for a couple of funerals and the Mardi Gras, but I was a young teenager, like 13, 14, you know, young.
What was the racial makeup for Park Village back then?
Mostly blacks and Samoan. Park Village is the first Samoan Crips ever was in Park Village Crips.
So when you landed in Park Village, the population was half black, half Samoan?
There was white folks up in here too. So in 1966, I mean, coming out here, it was different. It was faster, you know. Back then, we're in the dirty South, where, you know, it's like a jungle. It's like the swamps, from house to house to house. Unless you go to the projects, where my grandmother and them stay, you know, in the French quarters, the Ninth Ward, Third Ward, them the projects, and they dangerous.
Hey, what's the difference between Park Village and Wilmington Arms? Is that one and the same, or is that
That's
different?
the same. All that's the same.
So there's
Wilmington
there's no walls that separate them, or no gates that separate them?
Yeah, it's a gate. When you see the Sunny Coast, that brick wall around there, all that's Park Village. The Wilmington Arm right there in the projects, that's Park Village.
It's like Park Village for the Samoans and Wilmington Arm for the blacks? Is that how it
No,
works?
it's all together. It's most Samoan on the old side. You got the old side of Park Village. All of it's Park Village. That's on the dark side. All of it's Park Village. The Wilmington Arm, that project, that's Park. They throwing up PVT. That's me.
You call it Moore Park. Because it wasn't even, the woman in arm wasn't even built yet. We was over there. We was living over there. They wasn't even built yet.
No, but none of that built.
It was just fields.
So what was the first school you attended when you landed in Compton?
I went to Park Village Elementary School.
Okay. And from there?
And from there, I went to Benjamin O. Davis. And from there, I went to Compton. Then I went to Harriet Tubman.
Let me ask you this. So in middle school?
You talking about junior high school?
Talking about junior high.
Yeah, I'm 62.
Okay.
Yeah, and when I was in Davis, I was like, shoot, 14, 15 years old.
So
in junior high.
So you was in elementary school when you first heard about Crips?
No. When I first heard about Crips, I was playing football. I heard about them from the east side, but I wasn't paying attention to them. Because I was playing football. I was an athlete. Slam dunk on your ass. On the real. A beast. Big Rebo. On the real. So, I mean, once they jumped on me, that was it. Once Bobby Lou and them, Kenny Bryant, Icky Dawson, and Bo Jenkins and them jumped on me, that was it. I never stopped banging. I started banging hard, then I got so hard till it was a shame.
When did the Crips land inside Park Village?
What year they landed inside of Park Village? It had to be shit.
And who were they?
King Rat, Tight Eyes, Carter, Bo, Snake, Popcorn. I mean, there was a lot of them.
Are these all residents of Park Village?
All
or these guys
residents.
from outside?
All residents in Park Village.
What year is this?
Shit, you talking about, we were young too. We watched them build the Wilmington Arms and all that. We were young. We were like, shit, like I said, 13, 14. We were young when they was building this here.
Explain the difference from Boot Hill and Park Village.
Well, Boot Hill, a lot of people would come to Boot Hill. The dope dealers, everybody would go to Boot Hill after dark. Wasn't nothing but a lot of Park Village and the Grandies mixed together.
Yeah, I know what you been through. Shit you had to go tend to. Your mama gave birth on the turf. I know them killers you kin to. This for the lost generation. Broke as hell, mad and impatient. But if you know your history, you can't have a strong foundation, baby.
Really wasn't no sets when I started banging.
Oh, so you left to the pen at just a Compton Crip.
Yeah.
CC.
Yeah. It really wasn't no set when I started banging. It was Compton Crips, CC here, CC Rider, Grandy. It wasn't no goddamn me front hood, corner pocket. None of that. It wasn't none of that. It was just straight Compton Crips, CC Rider.
So you talking about the prison now? You went to
No,
prison?
out here.
So who were the first Crips that you met?
Shit. First was Raymond Washington, Salty, Mac, Popcorn, Neem, Frosty, deep in the shit. King Rat, Tight Eyes, Roscoe, Took, Frog, a lot of them, Lil Vic. And everywhere I go, I represent this to the fullest. You know, they started banging for me, but when I started banging, when I pledged allegiance to be a USC, I outbanged them all. They ain't even in my league fucking around with this gang shit. On the real, my nigga. Name ring like a church bell on Sunday morning. You know, as I sit up here fighting one of my biggest deaths of all. I'm not gonna lie to you. Shoot.
I think we trying to figure out who planted Crip in Park Village.
I told you it was like King right. It just migrated. I really don't know who started it. But it just migrated like that. But I do know the first Samoan Crips there ever was in Park Village. Gamaliel, Seeley, Guy and them.
What about
Fly.
Catnip? The Catnip?
Yeah, Catnip. All them for the Grandies.
I know the Catnip was Catnip from Park Village.
No.
When you went in the pen and you came out, and Dalfred and all our cousins and shit was hollering Park Village.
Yeah.
You don't know where that shit started at?
Started in Park Village. They just started saying that. The youngsters, I don't know. My cousin Eddie Bo taught me how to do this. This right here. It took me like a day or two to throw my fingers up like this.
Let me ask you this. Who was your crew growing up as far as Crips? Who was your road dogs?
Bruno, Big Ant, all of them. Salty. My mama knew Salty. My road dog was Bitter Dog Bruno.
Salty had to be a good friend of Mom's, man.
Yeah. Moms know a lot of them.
Tell us about Salty.
Michael LeBlanc.
Who is Salty?
Him and Movie Star ran together. See, that started in shit. 1974, 75, 76, I started banging. On the real. My mama was the first, she was the first one to bust me.
Tookie used to come by your house?
Oh yeah, Stanley William.
That was your partner?
Yeah, that's my boy. We used to drink Silver Satin together.
How and when did you meet Tookie?
I met Took in the Grandies. A lot of the homies, when I turned Crips, they were already banging. I wasn't so full like up in it. But I didn't get initiated or put on. See, back then, you had to get initiated. You had to walk through a line to get put on. I didn't. I chose on mama. It wasn't me walking me through no line. Once they done that, that show was over. Then I went to the penitentiary and put that down. I used to talk to wardens. They labeled me as a shot caller. But far as cripping concerned, when I first started cripping, we were CC Rider. Wasn't no front hood.
And what were the main hangouts in Compton back then for Crips?
Right there in the Grandies over there on Grandy, because the homies, folks them owned them apartments. And we were all flocked through there, all on top the roof and everything. And then, it spread that whole neighborhood back there. Nutty Block, all that was Grandies.
Any other hangout spots you guys had?
Sure. Hang out. I didn't go to no Blood Hood. I still don't go to Blood Hood. I went to Blood Hood one time. Fucked around, got fucked off. Me and Bruno. We go to Nicholson Gardens and we see some females. And Bruno said, "Come on, man, let's go over here." So I go over there with Bruno. I see some girls going in the store by Nicholson Garden. I'm like, "Hey, girl," I'm like, "Come on, cuz." And I said the word cuz. We went up in that motherfucker. We had to run up out of there. Bitter Dog Bruno was my road dog.
Tell us about Salty. You had mentioned him earlier. Who's Salty?
He was cool and smart. Mild man. Mama had a 3-bedroom house. Killed it right in front of his yard, too. Movie star was in the other car with the gun. He was very mild-mannered. Mama knew him, very polite. Smart. That's when we started jacking with Salty. We started robbing.
That was his claim to fame, jacking.
Because it was real easy to rob. It wasn't no outdoor cameras. You got still, I'm 62. It wasn't no camera. Now I got so many robberies under my belt. Excuse me.
That's all right. You was young back then.
Do not say that. Still on parole. Still on parole.
So how much time have you done in prison?
Altogether 36 years.
Got some prison stories?
A whole lot.
Was the BGF active when you was in there?
Oh yeah, they wanted us to tuck our rag. That's when they come to slice me up, and I told them I wasn't gonna do it. But we had our rags hanging everywhere, and the police. It wasn't like it is today, where you don't have none of that. You got to remember, we going back now, so we can have blue rags. Our family could bring us food, whatever we want, on visits. You can get contact visits, meaning you can go out there if you're married. You can go out there to a trailer every 4 months and have sex with your woman for 2-3 days, come back. So everything was wide open. We had the blue rag now. When I first get to the penitentiary, the main gangs that run the penitentiary was the BGF, was the Black Gorilla family, the Am Brotherhood, the ABs, the Northern Mexicans, the Norteños, and the Southern Mexicans, the Southsiders.
Just for the record, what year was this again?
Crips and Blood, this was in 1970, about 75, 76, when I went to the penitentiary. 78, when I went to the penitentiary. They were prison gang. Crips and Bloods, we not prison gang. The ABs run the prison. ABs, Aryan Brotherhood, the Northern Mexican, Northern Familiar, the Southern Mexican, and the BGF. They were prison gang. Anyway, they wanted us to tuck our rag. So I fired on Soup Job. "Man, fuck you." They said, "Man, nobody could talk to you, Rebo. Rebo, you got it." My real name, Rebo. So if you hear him say Rebo, then you know you're going all the way back. See? On the real. So I fired on him. And when I fired on Suja, man, fuck, we ain't talking nothing, cuz. So we all walked away. We go in our cells. Back then in Trinidad, we had cells, had keys. So I come out the next day and they rushed me. 3 of them rushed me, the BGF, and cut me up. And fucked me up. I got fucked up. Went to the hospital, came back. Shit. And it was on and cracking. Every time I hit the yard, I was stick.
What other Crips were on the yard with you back then? Any household names?
Doc from Harlem. James Miller from Harlem Godfather. Big Ant, Marcellus Robinson. Pinky, Donald Foster.
Where they from?
They from Grandy.